I am getting ready to have dinner with a really good friend, a homegirl, a sister. She is in town, and I decided why not cook for her. And I really love to cook for the people that I care about. Not everybody, not all the time, but for folks who, especially folks I don't see often, or I feel like it's a way that I can give love to others. Like, it's something that I enjoy doing. And who doesn't love a home cooked meal? So today I'm doing one of my favorite, like, quick go-to meals, which is some sauteed kale, some blackened salmon, and a cheddar grit, which is like super easy to make. And I feel like for a lot of folks, most of these ingredients you have in your house. So for my greens, I have some hot oil heating up, and I'm just gonna put some crushed red pepper in the pan. If you infuse your oil with red pepper early in the cooking process, everything will have some bite to it. And you don't have to worry about putting so much like heat into your food later. So we're gonna let these get a little crispy in there, and then we'll toss the greens right on top of that oil. And in the meantime, I'm going to start my salmon. It's not something that I ate while I was growing up. I also, in undergrad, like, ate a lot of tilapia. I think that was like the bad bitch fish of college students. So now, like, since I found salmon, which maybe that's the bad bitch fish of like young adulthood, I find myself like just loving it. And I feel like there's so many ways you can make salmon. My homegirl and our first guest of our first episode of Heavy on the Feelings is an incredible person, and she has been doing a lot of work around affirmations and reclaiming what it means to be a Black girl and taking up space in the wellness area, because the wellness space is very white traditionally, and continues to be very white and set in a white standard. And she's like, no, I'm here and I'm who I am, and I'm gonna take up space. And I'm so excited for her to come in and share that with us, share that with me as we have a conversation around what it means to show up authentically, fully, take a risk on ourselves, and how we communicate to each other about how we should push forward in doing that, right? Like, our home girls are our support system, and sitting with her at this table, I know is going to feed me and fuel me in a way that I need, and I'm really looking forward to spending that time. So I can't wait for her to arrive.
You're watching Heavy on the Field with Aaron May.
We're working on this healing. You know we're glowing and it's giving. Tell me, can you feel me?
You're watching Heavy on
It
the
be heavy on the feelings.
I woke up, lit my sage, read a page in the book. Sis, pull up on me, come have breakfast in the nook. All the worries went away, cause that was yesterday. Actually, I think that we deserve some rest, okay? Now let me ask you, friend, have you ate today? Maybe we could chef it up and make us.
Yeah, it's us. Welcome to our YouTube show. Period.
Yeah, welcome.
Just kidding. Although it is technically a YouTube show, so yeah.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, for real.
Yes.
Today, Shay from
Yes.
Ghetto Mantras is our guest. We are so excited to have her. She is an outstanding person, and I decided, like I said, I wanted to cook for my homegirl. She's in town. She should eat a good meal, and she just told me she's hungry, so I'm like, well, let's cook a little faster.
Definitely starving.
Let me move a little faster. So, I am making some sauteed like kale greens. I'm making some grits, and I'm also making some salmon. Shay does all the things, okay? She's been a teacher for a long time. She's a mama, she's a wife, she's a home girl. She has her own business. She sells out care packages that are focused and prioritized on Black women's well-being.
Yep.
Like, the girl just do everything.
Thank
so
you, Erin.
I'm so excited to have you on as my first guest, like I was telling you, because the first guest is so important to your show, to my show. The first guest was something that I wanted, without a doubt, to feel like this is somebody that I can stand on and say, like, this is a solid person. Like I can stand on that and say this is a solid person.
Yeah.
And in a month from now, or if somebody pulls up your tweets from last month, I'm not gonna be like, damn, why'd I have her as my first?
No, never. I'm never coming that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I'm embarrassed.
Yes.
And I feel like you're such a good person. Like, and you are just so sweet at what you do.
Oh, thank you,
and you're
man.
so genuine every time we interact, and it just felt right. And I feel like the other important component, just outside of you being a good person, is the fact that we're in a similar place in our entrepreneurial paths.
Yes.
And oftentimes, like, we want to reach up. And initially, that was something that I was juggling with. Like, as I'm building a show and I want to leverage to get more money, do I want people who are going to, you know, have 200,000, 400,000 followers as my first guest and get that attention? Even if maybe the vibe isn't all the way there or whatever, there might not be the full fit, but like they have the leverage and I have the access to them. Or do I want somebody who I feel like I'm working in that same space with and is going to help push me in the same way that I'm helping push them, and we're really investing and entangled, if you will.
I like entanglement.
Together. And so I'm so thankful that that is you. Like, you're not just a solid person and sweet as fuck and just dope, but you also like a colleague and a peer in what it is that I do. And I know that you have a very, a lot of care for what it is that you do.
Yes.
And a care for curation, which I learned on Twitter the other day.
Yes.
And that is important to me because I care about what I do. So I'm so happy that we get to be here.
Man, it's crazy to have somebody like pour into you like that.
You do it for everybody.
I know, but it's crazy.
Her business is called Ghetto Mantras. She literally pour into everybody.
I know.
Literally.
But you know, I don't know. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
you
it.
You deserve that shit.
I appreciate
like,
it.
Literally, you deserve that. And this is not a Drink Champs, so we don't have like flowers to give you or no weed to give you like they do. But I am going to make sure that you know that you are excellent at what it is
you already
do,
given me enough.
Beaming. Like,
well, you gave me enough today.
Period.
You know,
okay.
I don't know if they're going to cut this, but I already got my makeup done and stuff like that. You know, I'm already looking good. I'm dialed up. It's nice people here.
Yes.
I don't know if I can say that too, but
tell the people at home. Tell the people at home about Ben Theory Productions in this bitch.
It's a whole production team here, y'all. Like a for real team. Like very nice people, very vibed out people, and it's just all positivity. And I'm just like, oh my God, like this is real. Like it's real.
Yes.
It's like a real
yes.
thing. So yeah,
yes.
Feelings, I guess.
Heavy on the feelings. What does that mean to you?
Okay, heavy on the feelings for me. I mean, I just guess that feels literal to me. Like heavy on the feelings, like pain.
It feels like pain. It feels.
It feels like awareness. Heavy on the feelings feels like awareness to me. Being aware of how you feel, and being able to feel how you feel. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah.
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 How did you come up with that?
Well, I love emotions, and I've always been a person who wants to talk about my emotions and my feelings. And I feel like heavy on the feelings just kind of came from, I know I want a show, and I knew even the premise of the show and what I wanted it to feel like, but I didn't necessarily know what the name was. And I feel like it just kind of came random one day. Like I had this idea, I wanted to cook, I wanted to talk about emotions, and I'm like, how do we phrase it in a way? I also knew that I didn't want Black in the title. Like, I feel like that's used so much, and I'm like, there's so many other ways to describe and connect with our audience other than saying Black, right? Like, yes, that's a way to do it, and I think, you know, that matters as well, but like, doesn't have to be your sole form of branding yourself as a Black person and a Black artist. Yeah. And so, it kind of just came one day. Like I was saying, this is on my feelings. Like, I'm in my feelings. And like just this idea of heavy came up for me and my best friend a couple of years ago. We had our, like maybe 2019 or 2018 even, mantra be like heavy and healthy. And it was like, we come in very heavy in terms of like energy and like how we show up. And also like heavy in the sense of like, we both are thick girls. Like we was weighing, I'm over 200 pounds. I have been for a while.
You look damn
You know what I'm saying? Period.
Yeah.
And she also a very thick girl, and so like heavy was like taking and reclaiming our bodies for ourselves, and also our energy and not being ashamed of who we were.
Yeah.
And then healthy was just like, we want to be healthy in all the ways. So like this idea of heavy and healthy has kind of been repeating itself. Like every year I try to create a better mantra, and I can't beat heavy and healthy. Like it goes so hard. And so heavy just kind of came naturally that way, because it was already a word like we had been talking about and utilizing.
And you already was heavy on the feeling.
Heavy on the feelings. Okay, we gonna, for the sake of time, we not doing grits. It looks great. I'm not gonna lie.
It smells great.
Yeah, so let's start eating before the grits get too thick.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely need.
I like thick.
Yeah,
thick
but
ain't never been a problem for me.
you heard. But also like grits when they too thick.
What's that? The Asiago. My God in heaven. My God.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's smoked Gouda.
It's smoked Gouda. That just adds.
And then it's smoked paprika in the smoked Gouda. That
it's
I like
brilliant.
You gotta add in layers.
Mm-hmm.
Where does the name come from?
Okay, so it's debatable because.
And what does it do? Like, what you trying to change?
Okay, so Spotify released like a podcast grant, I think in like 2018, and I wanted to be a part of it. And I was like, y'all, I do all this social commentary, but I don't have a name. Help! So we were so busy trying to figure out a name, and so I want to say my group chat helped me. But I want to say my cousin is going to take credit for it too. So just somewhere around all the like beautiful women in my life, we came up with ghetto mantras. I was saying just stuff in like the ghetto way, but just still providing something for the people. So that came, and I think what it changed is just relatability. Like everybody says, I'm relatable. Like, but no, you're not.
Yeah.
And I think I'm always honest and I'm always authentic, because that's always been what I needed from people. Honesty and authenticity. So that's what it is for me.
And ghetto mantras, that's like a reclamation of ghetto for you as well. Like, why the name ghetto? Because when you hear ghetto and it's like mantras, it almost seems to most people, I think, as if they can't coexist.
But
like,
they do.
But they do. So can you speak more to
Sure.
that?
So ghetto, because people always just say I was ghetto. And like, be clear, like, if you're looking at it in a back then sense, you can't be ghetto and smart.
Right.
Back then.
Right.
And I just feel like I've been the most ghetto smart bitch people know. And so
my smartest friends are the most ghetto.
the most ghetto bitches in the world.
I'm not gonna lie. The smartest people I know getting PhDs are ghetto as hell.
Yes. And so like that's what it was. People say you ghetto, and like kind of just would try to tame my personality. And then I just said, you know what? Like, no, I get to be who I am.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every time I wake up, every step that I take, every breath that I breathe, I
Okay.
get to be who I am.
All right, come on, P. Diddy. I'll be watching you, period.
I'm in you. But no, you know, that's how I feel. And so I reclaimed that word, because yes, I am ghetto.
Yeah.
And yes, I am in calculus classes.
Yeah.
And yes, I am in classes with engineers and things in graph theory and things that people don't even know about.
Yeah.
Passing them as the only black woman in them. So I just reclaimed that term for me. And mantras is just like, you know, something it's my mirror talk. It's my Issa Rae mirror talk, is what I say to myself in the morning.
Do you rap in the mirror?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Let me hear some. What you got?
You gotta listen to my tape. You gotta, don't forget to be a bad bitch.
It's a tape?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Yeah.
I was just a stan. I did not know there was a whole tape.
I made a tape, okay, let me be honest with you.
I know there was the boxes.
I made a tape because I wanted people to listen, but I really did make a tape for myself.
Okay.
I've always been like a lunch table freestyle.
Shout out to Pharrell.
Yeah.
Shout out to
But
Clips.
I just wanted to do it for me, and I did want people to listen too. So I made like a tape.
Y'all, I'm about to go home and listen to this and give credit. And it's perfect timing too for me. So ghetto mantras for you is this place where, you know, you reclaiming who you are and putting it in there, but you also are disrupting the wellness space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of my favorite wellness people is Adria. Shout out to Adria. But one of my favorite people is Adria, and she talks about like how the wellness space is just so white. And I feel like that too. And like who is giving us euphemisms or whatever in the way that our grandparents spoke, or just like that, you know, you might get something like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I might say something like I told you earlier, is like, I grew into my sensitivity. I'm a sensitive bitch. And I say that to myself because somebody tried to gaslight me for being more sensitive. And I was like, man, fuck you, I'm sensitive. And I like that about myself. And so that's kind of where I am with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that way for sure, like specifically the sensitivity.
Yeah.
But that's dope. I think there are a lot of us who are kind of playing around with ideas around starting businesses or selling a product or providing a service. And a lot of that is like rooted in an idea that we have, and it's like core to who we are, but we don't necessarily know how to package that up and sell it.
Right.
So,
Wow.
and do it in a way that feels authentic still, right? Because you want to make money. Unfortunately we live in a capitalist society. You have to make money to survive. You have to make money to have some sort of like positive mental health on a day-to-day, or else you're not going to be well. And to be able to say like, hey, I'm doing this. This is important to me. This is who I am, and I can show up fully as myself and sell you a product because it's me. And every time I give you an ad, it's me, and you feel me in it. That's very rare. Yeah. So shout out to you for doing that, because like, hello, you are yourself, and you're making money off of being yourself and nothing else. That's rare.
I appreciate
it's not
that.
A character.
No, it's not. This is who I am.
It's who you are. Even sometimes when we hear ghetto, it's like a certain kind of ghetto we have to see, and it's like, no, ghetto's just you from the west side of Detroit. Like, hello, this is just you.
Dexter and Davidson. Okay. Third event.
Hello.
That's my street. Shout out to them D boys. Yeah, and you know, I love that about myself. Yes. I love that I grew up over there. Yeah, it's the best thing that happened to me because it got to it kept the humility in me, but then also growing up just kept me seeing other things too, and so I felt like I got to keep a lot of things. And so yeah, as Gevonchai is growing and you're getting more visibility, how are you continuously shifting as Shay? Like, and then parenting, like, so you have Gevonchai is blowing up, you have people questioning your choice of partner, and at the same time, we living in a very anti-black world. Oh, it's crazy. And you have 2 black sons. So how are you, like, how is all of that just challenging and changing you? It's challenging and changing. Because it's heavy as fuck. Every day. It's heavy in good ways and in difficult ways, right? Every day is challenging me, but I think the one thing I have to know is that I know who I am. Yeah. And I can listen to what other people say and just going about my way and I don't know, not be with my husband, but then what do that mean? Do that mean that I don't deserve the love that he gives me? Because I tell my friends all the time, if I'm not with him, I'm not with nobody. Like, God forbid, I pray we stay together forever, Lord, please. But if we didn't, I'm not with nobody. Yeah. I don't think anybody can give me what he gives me. And that's just what it is. So you coming back to like a center, like, this is what Shay wants. This is what Shay needs. This is what I need. This is what Shay, in terms of like parenting, these are the things that are pushing me to grow and to get stronger as a mother, as a business owner, as a wife, as a sister, and as a friend. I take it one step at a time, one incident at a time, and I have to limit my social media because it's trying. At the end of the day, we can listen to anybody. You can listen to anybody. I can listen to anybody, but like, what does it matter? What does it matter? Yeah. It doesn't. These people don't have to go home with me. They don't have to pay my bills. They don't have to lay with me. They don't have to raise my kids. Because everybody got an opinion, but don't nobody have action behind what they say. Everybody want to ask the price and don't pay it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you concerned for? You're not in my life. Don't pay it and then don't leave a tip. Hello? Hello? Why is you here? Why is you bothering me? Okay, as we close out, tell me a mantra that you've had to grow into believing. Well, it's funny. I have one too. Not one of your mantras, but a personal mantra. I like that. So my auntie actually called me a couple weeks ago. She said, know it and be sure. And so I have really, like, through this whole like anxiety piece, I have been just saying to myself, you know who you are. You know who you love. You know who you don't love. You know what you stand for. And so I'm just really standing in the fact that I know who I am. I know what work that I do. I know who I pour into. And I know that nothing I do is rooted in hate for anybody else ever. Absolutely. So my mantra is just know it and be sure. And you will have it. Period. Yeah. 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 I love that. What's yours? Mine is I already am who I am becoming. And it's just like, it gives me chills when I say it. It just connects. Let me put we wrapping up the first episode. I might get a little tear. Let me hold it together. But it's this idea that
who I've been working on. Erin at 10, Erin at 3, Erin at 12, Erin at 21, Erin at 28 now today. And Erin, who she'll be at 40 and 50 and 60. I've been working constantly in continuation of that person. It's never I just all of a sudden became this person and I'm a new bitch. Like, I'm constantly working every single day on the minutia of my being every day. And that's just like it's an ode to that work, like, and to who I see myself being. Because sometimes, like, even you ask the team, I'm like, y'all, the money coming, just stick with me. M's and Emmys is on the way, and I believe that in my heart because I can already see it. So I already know I'm a millionaire. I already know I got Emmys and coming. I already know who I'm working with. These big names that we love, that I love. Okay, I already know these things, but it's like that doesn't come overnight, and it's because we here on production day 1 of my show. I had this idea in December, like, and I was like, we're going full force. Let's go.
And what did I say when I walked in?
On it.
This is so professional. Oh, my God.
So it's like, I am that bitch. I already am her, and I've been her. That's where Ben Theory comes from.
Come on.
We always been that girl. We gonna always be those girls. It's never a stopping point. It's always in continuation, always in flow. So that's
I think we need to say that together. I always been that girl.
I always been that girl, and we always gonna be those girls.
Let's say that together.
Okay.
I've always been that girl, and we gonna always be those girls.